Welcome gamers, Hazardor here, and today I'm giving you my personal list for the most anticipated games of 2017. Now in this list, some of these games are confirmed for 2017, but some games are only rumoured to be releasing next year or expected to release in 2017. Now let's get into the list. Coming in at number 10 is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. The trailers for this game look absolutely beautiful. There's no doubt about it, the graphics are outstanding, the gameplay looks very interesting. It's like a massive open world in the desert. You have to go out and sort of assassinate different targets across the world. You can use stealth, you can use action and go like all guns blazing, and there's also a co-op mode which sounds very interesting as well. If the co-op mode is flawless and is very entertaining to play with friends, I think it could possibly be one of the best co-op experiences of 2017. Ubisoft have also claimed that this game is going to be one of the biggest open worlds they have ever made. Of course that sounds good, but let's remember, size isn't everything, is it? There can be massive open worlds, but if it's just empty desert all throughout that world, it's going to be quite boring and get repetitive after a while. I think this game is going to be alright, but it's going to be like every single Ubisoft game. We're going to have a massive open world to explore, but the activities are going to be kind of repetitive and get boring after a while. Moving on to number 9, we have Outlast 2. Now me personally, I'm not a massive fan of horror games, but I absolutely loved Outlast. I'm not too sure what it was, but something made me cling onto that game so much. And to be honest, I don't think Outlast 2 is going to be any worse than the first game. In fact, I think it's going to improve in many different areas. The helplessness you feel when you've got that camera recording like a maniac with a blade in front of you is absolutely breathtaking, and your only way to like defeat enemies is just to run away from them and hide. It's so scary, and I think Outlast 2 is definitely going to be one of those games where Let's Players just spam the hell out of it and make loads of videos, because it definitely is a true gem in the horror genre. We've got a new setting as well. We're not in an asylum this time, we're in a sort of deserty, deserted mountain area, and it's going to be a very good change in setting that honestly I think will work very well for the series. Another thing that is of course related to Outlast, it's not just a horror game, it is so gory. Possibly one of the goriest games I've ever played, and that just adds to the excitement, the terror and the horror of Outlast. Number 8 now, it is Ubisoft again with For Honor. This game comes out on February the 14th and is set to be a very good multiplayer and story experience. It's not going to be massively story driven I feel, however it's going to be a very solid game. The main attraction to this title is of course the 3 factions that we're going to have. We're going to have Vikings, we are going to have Knights, and we're going to have the Samurai. These 3 factions in the story mode go against each other for a specific war reason. I'm not really sure the backstory behind the main campaign, but they're all fighting each other, and the story goes for you playing with these different factions one at a time. The multiplayer as well is sort of like domination game modes where you fight over a specific point, you hack and slash through hordes of enemies with your army behind you, and eventually you reach a certain boss battle which I have heard are actually quite difficult to fight, and it's just set to be a very good experience. But again, this is a Ubisoft title, it's probably going to be full of bugs, there's going to be DLC everywhere, and I think it may disappoint, but so far I'm very hyped about this game. Moving on to number 7, we have Days Gone. What else can I say about this game apart from just look at that E3 gameplay demo. It is absolutely amazing, and one of the best things that's actually come out of E3 in recent times. The amount of zombies you can have on screen at once is just mind-blowing, and you can just mow down zombies left, right and centre. It's an open world game, you can travel around in your motorbike, have loads of fun, kill zombies, scavenge materials, craft stuff, it's story driven. I'm pretty sure there's no multiplayer, but every game doesn't have to be online. This story is going to be amazing, and it really does remind me of The Last of Us. It's that third person, post-apocalyptic world with zombies everywhere. However, in this game they're not actually called zombies. They are called freakers, and the game's also got a day and night cycle like Dying Light, when at night time the zombies become absolutely insane, chase after you much quicker, can climb quicker, are more aggressive, and it's really going to bring a different gameplay mechanic to the game. On to number 6, we have Mass Effect Andromeda. Now for me, I'm not a veteran to the Mass Effect series, but I have heard from many people that it's one of the best sci-fi games ever made, especially Mass Effect 2, and many consider it their favourite game ever. Very story driven, amazing role playing game, and the characters in the game are the most important thing without a doubt. The dialogue options you have massively influence your experience and the outcome to the story. The graphics look to be kind of out of this world, and I think overall this game may steal the year. However, EA have got their dirty paws on it, so just imagine how badly this game could turn out. I mean, imagine if the story mode isn't good. Veterans to the series will go absolutely nuts. Moving on to the top 5, at number 5 we have Nioh. This game is massively influenced by the Dark Souls series. If you follow my channel, you know that I absolutely love Dark Souls, so there's no way I'm missing out on this game. You can just see it from the gameplay, the art design, the way like the role-playing experience plays out, the weapons, the boss battles, everything feels like a Dark Souls game, and to be honest, I don't think it's going to be as good as Dark Souls, but it's definitely going to be a massive contender for one of the best games of 2016, especially if you like these sort of games. As a side note as well, I've also heard that it's much harder than Dark Souls, so if you're looking for an even better challenge than that series, I don't know why you would, because Dark Souls is a very tough game to play. Nioh could definitely be for you. However, the missions in the game are self-contained. It's not sort of like an open world with interlinking doors and stuff like this. It's going to be specific missions that are more linear than the Dark Souls series, and that's one of the things I feel could bring this game down, because the way the Dark Souls world connected through ladders and doors and corridors and all these secret passageways was what made it special. It's top 4 time, and at number 4 we have Horizon Zero Dawn. This would be top of my list if it wasn't for 3 amazing games announced, because Horizon Zero Dawn looks like it's going to be something amazingly unique that we've never seen before. I mean, there's robot dinosaurs in the game. What else do you want me to say? You go around the world, you kill these dinosaurs, you like gather materials, craft stuff, help your clan out, and just try to survive. The developers, Guerrilla Games, of course, behind the Killzone series, haven't really released much about the story yet, so I don't really know what to tell you guys about it, but I think it's going to be very interesting to find out why on earth there are robot dinosaurs in this game. It reminds me of Tomb Raider, and of course, Tomb Raider is a very successful series. Zero Dawn is set to be one of the best games of the year, and of course, it is a PlayStation 4 exclusive, so I'm sorry Xbox fans. Its release date is February 28th. Number 3, we have God of War 4. Now again, as in Mass Effect, I've not really played the God of War games to death. However, I have played the remastered version on PlayStation 4 of God of War 3, and that really did open my eyes to how good this series is. The boss battles are completely out of this world, possibly the best boss battles I've ever faced in gaming. And when God of War 4 was announced at E3, the whole world, especially the PlayStation fan base, absolutely exploded with hype, excitement, because this game is just beloved by so many. It's so violent, and that's what so many people love about it. However, the game is going to be completely redesigned. It's not going to be like the first few games where you have a sort of an aerial view of Kratos. No, you're like standing behind him in a third-person view, and that could either be very good or very bad. Of course, I hope it turns out well, because I want every single game to succeed and fulfill its potential. It's also apparently going to be more based around an RPG than the previous games, so you sort of level up Kratos and like upgrade weapons, maybe some specific armors for him and his son. Also, speaking about his son, in this game, he is supposedly grown up, he's like a father figure, and he's showing his son the ways to live like a warrior like he is, to become the next God of War perhaps. Moving on to number 2 is Red Dead Redemption 2. The first Red Dead was just amazing. I played it so much, and me personally, I actually prefer that over Grand Theft Auto. The cowboy setting in the Wild West with John Marston just on the back of a horse shooting people, taking out trains, playing liar's dice in saloons. Oh, it was just so amazing, so nostalgic, and Red Dead 2 is just not going to disappoint, is it? Rockstar, don't rush games. They don't put loads of DLC everywhere and trying to steal our money. There's no bugs. I also feel there's going to be a very good story related to this game because the ending to the first Red Dead was possibly one of the best endings in video game history. I'm not going to ruin it if you haven't played it, but I mean, you should have played Red Dead by now, let's be honest. I think in this game you're also going to play John Marston's son, trying to get revenge for his dad, and that's going to be interesting. Maybe we'll see some older characters in this game, and also the side quests in the first Red Dead was so special. I mean, what else can I say about the first game? If the first game was that good, I'm pretty sure the second one is going to improve in every single area, and in my opinion, Red Dead Redemption 2 cannot be not good. But coming in at number 1 is the game that possibly isn't coming out in 2017 because it's only just been announced, is The Last of Us 2. In my opinion, the first Last of Us was the best game I've ever played. Bold statement, but I mean, it was just so perfect. The characters, the story, the gameplay, the zombies, the environment, I mean the music as well was just so mind-blowing. It really got you innovated in the game. Joel, Ellie, the weapons you could craft, the clickers in the game as well, they were so scary, very unique from other zombie types, and overall, I think The Last of Us 2 is going to be very special. Ellie is all grown up now, I think she's 19 in this game, and it's going to be very interesting to see how she has developed into this young woman. It's also going to be interesting as well to see how Joel's developed. Has he matured? Is he still the same guy, or is he more protective over Ellie? Has he sort of let her go loose in this game? I'm not too sure, and I just cannot wait for this game to come out. I did mention this was the best game I've ever played, and also it could be one of the best stories in video games ever told. I mean, the first scene at the start when Joel's daughter dies, I was basically crying in that scene, and that was one of the only times video games have basically made me cry. Such an emotional experience, and I think in The Last of Us 2 it's going to be pretty much the same. I mean, Joel could die, Ellie could die, it would be so bad if that happens, but it really would leave a massive impression on all of its fans. Just like Rockstar, Naughty Dog don't rush games. They make absolute masterpieces, and I think The Last of Us 2 is going to be the game of the year without a doubt. I also feel the graphics will be out of this world as well. I mean, just look at Uncharted 4, that is possibly the best looking game on the PS4, and when The Last of Us comes out, I think you can almost guarantee it's going to have the best visuals on the PS4. But that is my list for the top 10 most anticipated games of 2017. Let me know your list in the comments below. But anyway guys, thank you for watching, like, comment and subscribe for more.